Thank you so much, Christine. I always love webinars. I love my topic, small business marketing and PR, and my passion is low cost and no cost marketing. So I am going to go right into it. I ask that you have questions, just write them down and you can text them or chat them to Christine and we can go over them in the end. I want this to be interactive as far as, write your questions down and then I'll answer them the best of my ability. I am coming to you right now as a remote worker expert in sunny Puerto Rico, and I am doing this from my spare bedroom and hope that the internet will be solid, and I'm manifesting that is going to happen. So again, Robin Samora, marketing and PR expert, and my topic today is 5 hot marketing trends for 2022, and I can't wait for you to listen and tell me what you think at the end. That these are marketing trends that you can use. At least we should know about them and then put them into practice if they make sense for you. So a little bit about me. I'm a top 20 small business marketing blogger. I've been blogging for maybe about, say, 6 or 7 years, and I made it this year into the top 20. And amazingly, when you write organically, you can grow your brand, get visibility, increase your expert status. Again, remember, my passion is low cost, no cost marketing. And also because I write about once a month about public speaking, I also got ranked for the top 20 public speaking blogs, which is pretty kind of cool. So if you like to have, if you'd like to sign up for my blog, I usually every week send out a newsletter with my blog on it. So please, you can sign up at robinsamora.com blog, and my blog is called Robin's Rainmakers. We are at the beginning of 22, and I imagine most of you that are watching or will watch the recorded webinar replay are from Massachusetts. So if you're a Massachusetts business, it's an especially important presentation because there's something coming up at the end that I'll talk about that is super cool. But as we all start at 2022, we want to have a clean slate about the pandemic that is, in a state of flux, or it's here and it's post and it's here and it's post. But let's start off the new year right with a marketing plan and ideas that we can use to grow our business. So we're talking about marketing again, low cost, no cost marketing, and the different trends that go along with the year 2022. I happen to love Rosie. I put her behind a marketing graphic that I have, and she reminds me that we can all do it. I started from my practice about 20 years ago, and I have been, at every point of the spectrum. I've been super busy, I've been not busy, I've been medium busy, but now my goal is to be super busy this year, and that's what I want for you too, for your business to really grow, to increase sales, visibility, gain credibility. And why not? Because you deserve it. So let's get started. So, another thing I wanted to talk about was that I believe in the Pareto Principle. If you're not familiar with that, that just means it's the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, be awesome. 20% of the time, just be you. Because basically we can't be perfect all the time. It's just totally impossible. So do the best that you can 80% of the time, put your best efforts 80% of the time, and the rest will follow. So that's my suggestion, just something to always remember. I live by it, whether it's, eating right or exercising or doing the best you can. Live by the 80-20 rule, especially when it comes to marketing and PR. Okay. So you might have been here. I've been here with this person here trying to, be strong and, not sure of yourself and not feeling very confident at times. Some of you might feel like that or maybe have felt like that. Well, that's cool. Everybody starts somewhere, right? And then I've been here too, where I've been in front of a room, I've been speaking, doing national teaching, webinars. You can be here too. But the most important thing that I want everybody to know is what we're trying to do is to tell people, I am an expert. You are an expert in what you do. And that's the point of all of this marketing and PR, is to gain the credibility, the visibility, to become a brand authority, an expert authority, to be recognized, to be the go-to expert in your field. So today, here's what we're going to talk about, and probably some deviations of this a little bit. 5 hot marketing trends in 2022 and what you need to know. So why the post-pandemic cleanup is more important than ever. We are going to talk about marketing tips to diversify your platform portfolio, meaning, where should you be on social media? We're going to talk a little bit about optimizing your content and SEO for voice search, because as you know, and kind of scary, more people in the world own a mobile device more than toothbrush, and that's kind of scary. We're going to talk about AI chatbots and personalization that drive engagement and also convert prospects into buyers. We're going to talk about video, why it's a must-have, and 20 ways to grow your business with video, because that is also, of course, for I can't tell you how many years in a row, it is a hot marketing trend. And plus, I want to give you a little bit of marketing insight from me, and I am a recovering perfectionist. I don't know if anybody else out there is a recovering perfectionist, but I am totally honest about it, and I am working on it all the time. And just be you. That's what I say. So in this webinar, in this marketing PR trends webinar, I'm going to be me and you be you, and write your questions down and send them to Christine. Okay, cool. So I include this slide all the time, and you might be sick of it. I'm sorry if you are, but the point is clarity is key to building a business, because if you don't know where you are now, how are you going to know where you want to go or where you want to grow? That's another way to say it. So part of my work that I do in writing marketing, customized marketing and action plans is I want to know where you are now, really, and what do you want to do? Where do you want to go with your personal life? Where do you want to go with your business? How do you want to grow? Because that's important as we strategize, and as you working on your own, strategize the different strategies that you are putting together, and the different milestones and the way that you can measure results. You also absolutely have to know your target market. You have to understand them. You have to think like them. You also want to understand what drives them. What are the personas? What do they like? What are their demographics? What are their psychographics? What are they thinking? So that you can effectively message these people, write messaging, creative messaging, and be sure that you know what platforms that they're on, where are they hanging out, so that you can save time and resources, and you can save the hair in your head, because you have to know this information. It's super important. So I can't stress it enough. Sometimes my clients think they know who their target market is, and they do, but there's so many other valuable target audiences they might not have thought of, or perhaps the industry trends are changing who their target audiences are. Again, here we go into our marketing trends. First, what is going on with the post-pandemic cleanup? What is it? So I think about it as decluttering, helping your employees manage their work better, right? Because when you eliminate unnecessary complexity in work, it makes people be able to streamline their work and streamline their thinking. And so much has happened during the pandemic in the last year and a half, 2 years. We have to look at where your business is, what's been going on, and in your own particular business, what are the permanent changes as a result of the pandemic? So has your customer base changed, or the way they're contacting you changed? What's gone on in your business that you can write down, that you can monitor, that you can measure, And how are you going to then change that to counteract that? So you want to look at where your customer demands are now versus 2 years ago, because things absolutely have changed. And feel free to try new ways to reach your customers and to keep them engaged, and follow this formula. I call it the test, learn, tweak, repeat, and if it's working, scale it up. So the little graphic below is just a guy looking out, and he sees one like, and that's not so good for him. So he's trying to figure out, what can I do to grow my business, to get more social visibility? And that's what we're going to be talking about. So number one, what's the post-pandemic cleanup, and how, and what are you going to do about it so that it helps your business, your strategy, your team grow the business and get more visibility? Second, we talk about marketing tips to diversify your platform, your platform portfolio. So what does that mean? Well, basically, we're talking about what platforms are you on now, or how are you marketing your business, and what platforms, and how does that change with what's going on, or what trends are going on? So first of all, we want to look at TikTok, right? So TikTok is a big up and coming social media platform. Well, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram have traditionally been where a lot of people are spending their time, but TikTok is gaining big time. In fact, TikTok was downloaded 850 million times in 2020, and the company just passed 1 billion users. That's almost 1/7 of the world's population. Facebook is still critical for digital marketing. Many small business owners use Facebook, but there are other platforms too. I mean, think of it this way. Facebook had 1.845 billion daily users in 2021. And the average user spends around, say, maybe an hour or so on Facebook every day. So the third thing is that social media has been growing like crazy. So maybe it's time that you either have a dedicated person that is on your social media team that is directing the efforts, or of course you can outsource. And lastly, I always like to talk about influencers, because influencer marketing is not just a recent trend. Over the last few years, it has been trending up, and it's sure to continue. But it, as an industry, it generated like 13 billion, that's with a B, dollars in 21. So if you want to align your business with an influencer, now it doesn't have to be Kim Kardashian, right? We can have a micro influencer, and that would be someone in your industry or in your community that's well regarded, that is an expert authority. So aligning with them is important as well. E-commerce is another absolute area. E-commerce has been important because people are now going online to social media, to go online to buy things. So we want to take at that. We want to take a look at that. Facebook has been a leader in online shopping with social media. And it's always been like an innovator in sales and advertising. But Instagram is also gaining speed, and it has a surge in popularity when it comes to commerce, because Instagram obviously rolled out their Instagram shopping in 2017, and it has proven to be wildly successful. So if you're selling products online, think about your e-commerce and where you are spending your time and your creative resources and your money. So take a look at that. Also, let's think about YouTube. Is this something that you're using, you're thinking about? We all know about YouTube, that it's owned by Google. So obviously, if you're putting content on, writing content, and also writing and uploading content to YouTube, that's going to be important, because that gains you a ton of organic ranking. I would say next we will talk about another trend, and that is going to be with optimizing content and voice search, SEO for voice search. So we all have one of these, or maybe a lot of us have one of these gadgets in our house. I know sometimes when I'm back home in the Boston area, I might be giving a webinar from my office, and I'll say, yep, we're going to be talking about Alexa. And then Alexa actually pops up and talks to me in the background. So Alexa is something that voice search has crazy reach. A lot of people are have a device in their home. So we want to make sure that we are writing for voice search in all of our marketing. So our third tip is that, excuse me, we want to optimize content and SEO for voice search. So in 2021, 20% of all internet searches were based on voice search. You might have been, you might be, driving down the street carefully, have your, your mobile phone in a way so that you're not having a problem driving, and ask your mobile phone or ask Siri, where can I find this or that? Well, this is why it's so important to have voice search as part of your marketing strategy. So my thought is to adapt your copy. This is a trend. It's been, last year it was a trend. This year it's more important than ever. So when you're doing your writing and your marketing and your messaging, make sure that your copy could be phrased as a question. You want to also make sure that you're researching your keywords. Actually, I just had some keywords just redone for me from a guy on Fiverr who was very, very reasonable. Ends up that I didn't know where he was from, but he's from Chelmsford, Mass. Cost me like $35, $30. So you want to know what your keywords are. He's called Rich, the CEO, SEO guy, in case anybody's wondering. So you want to make sure that you have keywords plus questions on your web pages. And FAQs are important also. You want to write them in conversational style and include your keywords and questions together. So why is this important? Is because you want to make sure that your copy is being picked up for voice search in a conversational way, not like a super fancy way or, exactly what someone would put for like a marketing report. You want it to be conversational, the words that you might type into Google, the words that you might speak when you talk to Siri on the phone. So it says here, my question, and I'm just going to move this for a second, is instead of searching for tires for winter, ask what are the best tires for winter? Okay, make sure I can move this forward here. Okay, here. Number 4, we're talking about another trend, super important, is about artificial intelligence and how can it help you. So let's not underestimate the power of AI. Today, I have a blog that's going to be going out, and it's going to be talking about PR trends for 2022. And one of the trends as well for PR is artificial intelligence, and how basically, I don't know how anybody can spend a day online without interacting with artificial intelligence in some way. So we have AI chatbots and personalization, and this all drives engagement and will help to convert prospects. So we can use chatbots as a customer service tool. Some of you might already have chatbots, and that's awesome. So you can design them how you want. They're a customer service tool in the sense that it can keep the customer engaged. It keeps the customer satisfied. as long as the chatbot or the person, the live chat agent is timely. It's important. A chatbot is also available 24/7. So it saves you time and it saves you money and it saves you resources. And a chatbot can also have the ability, because you're going to be writing the program for the chatbot, it can gather feedback and gather data in one step. And it will put your prospects not only in a sales funnel, but put them in different segments of the sales funnel or different interests. And that's what's kind of cool as you map out this chatbot program or sequence that I call it. So there's Mobile Monkey, we have WhatsApp, we have Messenger, we have iMessage. These are all different kinds of chatbots. You have them on Facebook. I mean, you can't, you go to almost any website or a lot of websites, and at least if you can't interact with a person, you can interact with a chatbot. It's super important to be able to engage your customer. And also, the younger the customer, the more important it is to be able to get immediate gratification, because you want them to stay on your website or you want them to stay engaged with working with you. So I'd say chatbots are important. They can personalize product selections for your prospect or customer. You can create a path to how you want your customer to react so that you keep them in a database and you're able to engage with them different ways. So it's a personalized way of marketing, especially when everybody is working remote. People might not be in the office. You might not have the staff, or you might not want the staff or to spend the money on having people answer the phone. People aren't using the phone as much anymore, more than ever. It's a digital space. It's a digital environment. And my goal is to have you spend less money and more time on working on your business than working in your business. Now, here's a little something, a slide that I put in yesterday, because I thought it was interesting and I thought you might like to hear about it. I took a screenshot of this company called Texta AI. So what is it? So first of all, do you guys know about AppSumo? AppSumo.com. It is an amazing site. Actually, they test drive. They have products from different developers and different apps that you can buy or test out that will help you grow your business and raise the technology of your business. So I'm not the most technology-driven person in the world. However, I buy some of these programs, and I just bought this one, Texta. So what is it? It's an AI copywriting tool. So what I did was I was writing I wanted to test drive it for an article. Oh, another thing about AppSumo that I just love is that you have like a 60-day guarantee. I think it's 60 days. So if you don't like something, you get all your money back. Okay, Texta. So with Texta, you buy the app, you get the service, and what it does is you write a sample headline, you write, a brief summary of what you want to talk about, and you write a couple of other different points, and then you press a button, and then you'll have an article come up. So it breaks it down in different ways. You can also use it as a headline generator. If you don't know what a headline generator is, it will save your day. There are lots of them out there. CoSchedule has one. I think HubSpot has one. There's a lot of them, but basically on this particular app or platform, you're able to try out, put in some keywords, and it will give you a whole bunch of different headlines, which I think is very cool. So I did a couple of tests with this. I was frankly really surprised. It wasn't too bad. And if it saves me some time and then I can edit, I'm a fast writer, but I'm a fast editor as well. So I can just go in and change statistics and things like that. So appsumo.com, this is just an example of AI. with AI also, you can do compile media lists. You can reach out to the press with like muck rack. So there's so many different things about AI. So I just love AI. And you can communicate again with your audience as far as those chatbots, super easy, keep them in your loop, and you're always engaging them, which is what's really important. Video, video, video. Probably everybody is so tired of hearing the word video. Well, you might be tired of it, but it's one hell of a way to grow your business, to be seen, to be heard, to be remembered. And with video, you can repurpose your content like crazy. So what do I mean by that? Well, I've been blogging for, I don't know, like I said, 6 or 7 years, and I have a ton of content. I also have a podcast. I have a ton of content on my podcast. So what I've done is that I repurpose my podcast, for example, into a video, and it goes up on YouTube. But let's take a look at some of the other ways that we can grow our business with video. And I think I gave you like 20 different ways. But first, here's a slide that says how video can escalate your social brand. Honestly, I use, it's so funny. I sent Christine some footage from my iPhone from here in Puerto Rico. I wasn't sure how it was going to look, and the upload process is a little bit on the slow side, but she did get it, and I think she used it. But video, let's think about video. So YouTube is owned by Google, right? So YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. So I wasn't sure, for example, how to even podcast when I started my Fast Marketing Minute. So what I did was I went to YouTube and I watched 2 videos. I bought a $50 snowball mic, and I learned how to edit with the free platform Audacity. Remember, I'm all about no cost, low cost marketing and writing marketing plans that don't, that you don't have to break the bank. You don't need $1 million to grow your business or to grow your brand. So video is the most watched content. And a trend also with video is to include subtitles. Now, some trends are also, there's also talk of a trend to not even have audio on your video. So that's something too you might want to think about. 87% of marketers use video and will continue to use it. The budget is growing and growing. 95% of content is retained versus 5% with text. And marketers that are using video are growing their revenue 49% faster than non-video users. And what you think is interesting is I'm creating video with my iPhone. I'm sure that you can also do it with, your Android, but I'm using an iPhone. And I find that I have a $30 tripod, and I'm finding that it's pretty easy to do. I like the takes that I like, and then I upload them usually to a Google Drive. And then I do have a virtual assistant who will edit them and put all the graphics in. I am not an expert at everything. I want to value my time where it is the most valuable, and that's actually talking with clients and helping them grow their business, writing customized marketing plans. And also, if you own a business, you are, unless you have a dedicated salesperson or team, you also are always selling. So my best time is not spent video editing. I'm an expert in what I do, a marketing and PR expert, and they're experts in that. So there you go. I think video is amazing. I'm using it more and more. And in 2022, it is a very big part of my own marketing and PR plan, including doing webinars like this and then repurposing them. And then we can talk about that in a minute. So use video also to promote your brand. So what about using video on some of these different platforms? These are review platforms, right? We have Google My Business and Facebook, and we have TripAdvisor and Houzz and LinkedIn, or we have, Zillow or Nextdoor. You can use video on all of these different platforms. So just think about that as you want to increase your like, note, trust, and believability factor. I don't know. I usually put like first, so the perfectionist in me will have to go back and fix that. So I say build like, note, trust, and believability. So 82% of online content in 2022, 82 and more percent will be online video. So what kind of things can you do with video? Okay, so we'll just look at the list together. You can repurpose some of the original video that you have, and you can take snippets. Okay, let's see how we can do it. So put it on your about page. And if you're going to put video, oftentimes I suggest to clients is that they put it above the fold, right? So that they see you right away. They see you video allows people to get to know you, just like you're watching me, you get to know me a little bit. Maybe you haven't met me in person, although I'd like to when things get different. But for now, video is going to do the trick, right? So video is a way to share your message, to share your brand, to share what you believe in, to talk about what you do, to how you help people. And you can use that video on your about page. It can be an introduction to your brand. It can be used in FAQ videos. Why are FAQs so important? Again, we talked about because they're questions people might ask. So make a list of the questions that people ask you, like the 10 most important questions. Keep them always written down, and as they change, and then write different descriptions, answer them, and then you can also answer it in video. It serves two different purposes, so that's cool. You can take a blog and make it into an informational video. You can I could take this webinar, right? And then I could maybe make it smaller, and then make it evergreen and put it in some kind of a system where I could generate leads. A lot of people use videos and you can make highlight reels, you can, demonstrate products, or you can have your team talk about themselves on video and put it on your team page. For example, you know how people just have pictures of their team, which is awesome, which is great. But if you're going to be talking, if you're going to have headshots or about each person, you can put a headshot and then put a little, one of those little buttons about, watch, hear what I'm all about, or whatever you want to say. For your call to action, remember, you have to have a call to action, and then have people get a flavor of who they're going to work with. I know that I love to watch people. I like to see people. I like to talk with people, but video gives you a whole nother dimension. And then we haven't even started really talking about live stream. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. Live stream so popular. Behind the scenes video is another one. Social, of course, you can use so many different types of content on social media. You can do interviews. And then I love this one, the condensed, too long, didn't watch. So you can take something really long and again, condense it. You should always, if you're going to be doing press releases, I shouldn't say always, but it's a good idea. Best practice is to include video in your press releases, especially if they're going to be distributed by a major house. Again, I talked about podcast video. I did that, and that was kind of crazy. It seemed amazing, and it gave me a ton of content on my YouTube channel. You can do loops and GIFs and, again, video footage, right, for events. So you have leading up to the event, you have during the event, and you have video footage post-event. This is all important. So again, video, yes, we want to make sure that we include it. And if you need some ideas, I am super happy to give you some if you want to jump on the phone with me. Okay. Now we talk about digital marketing insight from the recovering perfectionist. Okay, here are some of my thoughts. No matter what is going on, if your business is doing awesome, if your business is doing terrible, if you're tanking, if your business is in the middle, you want to improve, don't stop marketing. Remember, marketing doesn't have to break the bank. You can use low cost and no cost marketing strategies. You just have to know where you are, and where you want to go. And also, if money is tight, and money may be tight, although there's an abundance of money out there, if you think of it philosophically, take advantage of all the free resources and expert help that's out there. There is a ton. You could, excuse me, you can read blogs, you can watch videos, you can go online to learn different things. There's lots of free courses. There's a million kinds of books. And you can also work one-to-one with people that will help you. And one of the programs that I'm going to talk about on the next couple of slides is an amazing program for Massachusetts business owners. And you have to create a plan. I mean, if you want to shoot darts at a wall, that's up to you, but it's not that effective. I mean, you don't always hit the bullseye all the time. So create a marketing plan that's going to win. I mean, know everything about what you need to do, right? Know where you are, what the trends are, what your challenges are, what the competition's doing, what the competition's doing on social media, what your branding looks like, where you're missing the boat on your branding, what opportunities you're missing, and then all the different kinds of outreach. And that would be not just PR, but about networking, about speaking, about free publicity, about getting media attention. We're talking about, excuse me, influencer marketing. We're talking about all the different ways of outreach. And think about what you're going to be doing as far as a social PR and marketing platform. Remember, the old days of PR would be, oh, you sent a press release to a newspaper and that was it. Well, now PR is what people think about you and how you position your company, your brand, your service, what they think about you. So now it's all social because we live in a digital world. So social marketing and PR, social PR and marketing rather, go hand in hand, and they work together, and all the pieces together work in, like say a puzzle, all the pieces fit together in a puzzle. Automation, absolutely. You're probably using automation now with Hootsuite or Buffer, or you're using it with Facebook Messenger. You could be, Amazon is automation, right? So think about how you can incorporate chatbots, for example, because we talked about that. That's a big trend, into your marketing plan, in your marketing strategy. It's important because it saves you time and it saves you resources, and it puts customers into a funnel of where you want them to go. And you can actually write your own funnel of how you want it to look like, so that it makes sense for you and that it's easier. And if you're going to be, for example, using Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or Mobile Monkey or whatever, and you're going to be reaching out to customers, just let them know when you're going to be contacting them. There's nothing worse, even on your contact page. There's nothing worse than, just saying, oh yeah, we'll get back to you. You want to tell them 2 days, 1 day, 24 hours, and then always try to exceed their expectations and be quicker. And another thing is that you want to adapt as your audience transforms. Our audience will always transform, and we have to transform along with it to keep up to date with what's going on in industry trends. I mean, driverless cars, for example, they might affect they will affect the insurance business at some point, that industry. So what else is going to adapt in your business? What trends will make you adapt your business and marketing strategy? And as far as marketing, are you going to do it now, or when are you going to do it? Because it's the beginning of 2022, and this is going to be a big year. So here we go again. We're at the start of 2022, and we are Massachusetts businesses. And I want to tell you something that's pretty exciting that I am working on. And I am a marketing advisor with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And we've got some amazing, great news for business owners who have payroll. And there are marketing grants that are available from Massachusetts, and you may be eligible for 100% reimbursement, which is great. So it can be marketing, training, and services. Actually, I think that this is one of the best secrets in town, and your company might actually qualify. To make it kind of simple, You need at least, to work with me in this marketing grant, you need at least 2 part-time employees, and doesn't matter really how much they work. You need a certificate of good standing. You need an EIN number. And amazingly, the Department of Unemployment funds this whole program. It's easy to apply online. You can work with me, again, one-to-one. You can get reimbursed after the program. There's 0 cost to the business. And it takes about 4 weeks to get approved. So you get video training, you would get a customized marketing and action plan, and it could be 100% reimbursable from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Thank you, Massachusetts, for helping all of these business owners. So again, grant money is available for marketing. I ask you if you're interested, and if you want to see if you qualify for this marketing grant and this marketing reimbursement, to set up a call with me. You can email me at robin@robinsamora.com. I'll go right to my calendar, which is at robinsamora.com/calendar. So I would love to talk with you. I'd love to answer your questions. I just think this is one of the greatest programs of all time for Massachusetts business owners. And for me, it's wonderful because I get to help so many people, and this is just so my purpose. So I'm happy to do it. But anyway, here's my contact information. And Christine, take it away if you want to if there are some questions. I'm super happy to answer them if I can. And if I can't, I will get back to that person.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Robin. And everyone, before we get going with the questions, do consider working with Robin and checking out the grant, because we do have some members who have hugely benefited from this. So you could be just another business who benefits. So we do have a couple questions here. The first one is, what video editing platforms do you recommend?
I will get you the answer to that, whoever it is. Just Christine, if you can get the information. There's a lot of free ones that are out there. I can get you the question. I guess it depends on how much video do you do. Are they how fabulous does it have to look? So get me the info, and I will give you some suggestions on what are some of the best ones. It really does depend on what you're going to be using it for. There's lots of free ones out there. I haven't really edited my own. Sometimes you can even edit on your iPhone. So
yeah,
I don't have the answer, but we do have some members in the chamber also that are videographers. So maybe we can reach out to them as well.
Yes, yeah, especially if you're real estate. We have a few videographers who do drone work to show properties. So the next question is, do you find that quality or quantity is more important with video marketing?
That's a great question. Well, you're asking a recovering perfectionist. So I think both are important. Good enough is good enough, right? Mm-hmm. You can't be perfect to everything. So I'd say good enough quality and lots of content. I don't know if that answers the question, but if lighting isn't particularly perfect, you want to do the best that you can. Remember that 80-20 rule that I talk about, Christine? I think that 80% of the time, do the best that you can do and get content out there. I think for me, for example, I never thought I'd be writing for 7 years, right? Almost every week. But that to me, is important. I do my best, I write according to the mood, to what's trending, to how I feel, what my customers want, what I'm hearing in the, in the community. But, I think that repetition, being constancy, consistency, it's all super important, as well as that quality. If we could change that Q to a C, it would fit in that C thing.
So Rob, and if I could just clarify quickly, my name's Megan.
Hi, Megan.
So I asked that question. Hi. Thank you for this, Samora. This is great. So for the quality versus quantity, I work at a medical office, and we're trying to determine whether we should be paying someone to do just like a promotional video, kind of get our name out there. I think you've actually worked with us before. I'm at Gold Direct Care with Dr. Jeffrey Gold.
Oh, yes. Tell Dr. Gold that he should definitely do the grant. I can't imagine why he wouldn't. He loves free money.
I know. I definitely was going to email you about that. So, I guess I'm thinking about like social
social media videos, like quick, like TikTok style things, or
Oh,
like
no, you're gonna
a
do that yourself. No, no, on your iPhones.
right,
Yeah.
right. So I would definitely do that myself, but I'm just trying to determine if we have a pretty tight marketing budget, if doing like the longer 2 minute like professional promotional video is
Okay,
something that
okay. So I'll tell you,
yeah,
I will, and I will share one, and I will share with you Megan offline, the name of my video editor. She's great.
sure.
And she's one of the ones that I work with. And yeah, I mean, I'm saying you guys, especially for what you do, you're awesome. And just, and you all have like these personalities that, they're real. Your patients are real patients. It's not like, you have to be like at Harvard, and no disrespect to Harvard Medical School, because they're amazing, right? I say that with full in my heart. But like your clients, your patients love you. So you want to be as authentic as you possibly can with them. So
Sure.
I'm saying to, shoot your videos, do all that, and then, upload them and get them edited, and work with someone that you like their style, and then be consistent. Put it in, and then I can talk to you about this, but put it in an editorial calendar for when you're going to be posting and when you're going to be doing everything. So there's always something that's dripping out all the time. Because when you
Okay.
plan it out, Megan, it's so much easier. Like for me, I'm a super visual person. My memory is pretty good, but I can't remember everything. So I like to see everything out on a visual platform. Like even if you're using Excel, or you're using another one that I used to use was, oh God, and I can't remember it, but another project, Asana. So, I mean, there's lots of ways to do it and lots of platforms. And, the Asana that I used for project management, it was free. I'm all about free, low cost, no cost. And you can do an amazing job incorporating all those different marketing platforms and different styles and different content, editorial, PR, all that good stuff. And I'm looking forward to talking with you.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The next question I think would kind of depend on where you're posting the video. For instance, TikTok obviously is shorter videos, and Instagram you kind of have two options. You can do shorter videos, but you can also post a longer video to go on Instagram TV. How long, in your opinion, is too long? I mean, even if it's YouTube, that would probably be the longest video that you might find online, but how long is too long?
I don't know. I don't know. I like short videos. I like 2 minutes or under myself. I mean, you can do longer ones, but people get bored.
Right. They have short attention spans.
Yeah, short attention span. It's not like everybody's got ADD or ADHD or whatever it is, but I mean, you're medical, I'm not. But I mean, the point is people like to get the gist of your brand. They want to like get an idea of what it's like to work with you. Should I go to Marblehead? Should I not go to Marblehead? Is this guy the right guy for me, or not, or the team or whatever. So I like short videos. I think they're awesome. But you can do longer ones. Like I think I've done, most of my videos about 2 minutes or so longer. You can take those, say, for example, you can take a webinar, a little intro, and you can put it up on your website, and it can be longer. That's cool because it's just more information about you. And you don't always have to be on camera either, Megan, to be doing this. You can do a recorded webinar. You can have it evergreen. You can there's so many different things. You don't have to, at one point, my video mentor said to me, Robin, you don't always, because I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to be on camera. Then I just said, forget it. I'm fine. I'm me. That's what it is. And you don't always have to be on video. You can do videos where you record, you do voiceovers. I mean, all of my training that I have on my, for the marketing grant, my video training is not me in person. It's me doing a webinar, different webinar modules. But then when they work with me, they get me.
I guess maybe something to consider would be to sort of post like a short video to get people's attention, and then lead them onto your website where they can watch the full video, or onto your YouTube page where they can watch the full video.
Yes, or create a video email sequence.
Right.
So in other words, you can, there's a million ways to, there's a million ways that you can do it, but what we want to do is most effective depending on where you are right now, where your challenges are right now, and where there seems to be a little bit of a, where you want to improve, right? So that's what you want to look at. We want to look at where you are and how we want to improve, and then the different outreach ways, including video, that we can do
Right.
that, because video, again, 87% of marketers are using video. It's growing at a rapid pace. Sometimes people don't, I mean, I would even, for you, perhaps even, Megan, is like, do some videos without sound. Why not? It's a big trend.
Okay. Right. So that's another question that I see online a lot, is for businesses who don't necessarily have a visual aspect. Like a restaurant obviously can show off their food, the cooking process. A retail shop can show what they're selling. What do you recommend people who don't necessarily have something visual to sell? How do they make videos to promote their business? What's the
Okay,
best
well,
thing
we're
for them
not,
to think about?
okay, so everybody, we're not selling, right? We don't sell. We talk about who we are and how we can help somebody. So I don't necessarily think that we're selling. We might be explaining, we might be doing a how-to, we might talk about our philosophy. So I avoid using the word sell, although eventually they'll have to pay you. If you're in business, you need to get paid, right? So there's a lot of things that you can do, and you're asking about content, right? I mean, there's behind the scenes, you talk about your philosophy, you can talk about, you can show, I remember at one point, you have so much on your Facebook page, as I remember. So there's a lot of things that we can do. I think the best thing for us to do is to have a one-to-one and get on my calendar, and we can talk about all that. And I'm very happy to help you.
Great. And last question, unless anyone else has anything that they want to add, do you have any upcoming webinars that you want to tell us about, or upcoming events that you might have going on that you want to tell us about?
Yes, well, I have a new event coming up called 10 Insider Publicity Secrets to Grow Your Business. And the Lynn Chamber has graciously putting that on their calendar. That's one of them. I've been working really, though, pretty hard, loving my work, doing all these marketing plans and writing marketing plans and such. So my webinars, I'm starting again in February, and I'll probably have some evergreen ones that are going to be going out online. So if you subscribe to my newsletter, my blog, Robin's Rainmakers, at robinsmore.com/blog, you will get a weekly tip sheet on marketing and PR, and also things that are going on.
Great. Thank you, Robin. So before we go, we did record the webinar. So I'll be sending an email to everyone who registered with the link to view the webinar. If you want to share it with someone who you think can benefit, please do that. I'll also include Robin on the email and include her contact information as well, so that you can connect with her. I'm also going to include a survey just for some feedback on what you thought of the webinar, and for us to get some ideas of content that you want to see in the future, because we're always looking for new ideas. And other than that, Robin, is there anything else you want to say before we go? Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much. I'm grateful for the opportunity, and please, I hate to see free things go to waste, and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that are free from the Commonwealth. Let's talk about how you can get them. Jump on the brand wagon, as I say.
Yes, love it. Well, thank you so much, and thank you everyone who attended, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Take care.